Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Travel through the air. Be airborne. An addition that extends a main building. A stage area out of sight of the audience. A barrier that surrounds the wheels of a vehicle to block splashing water or mud. In Britain, they call a fender a wing. The side of military or naval formation. A group within a political party or legislature or other organization that holds distinct views or has a particular function. They are the progressive wing of the Republican Party. A hockey player stationed in a forward position on either side. A movable organ for flying, one of a pair. A unit of military aircraft. In flight formation, a position to the side and just to the rear of another aircraft. One of the horizontal airfoils on either side of the fuselage of an airplane. The wing of a fowl. He preferred the drumsticks to the wings. Pass away rapidly. Decrease rapidly and disappear. Travel through the air. Be airborne. Man cannot fly. Run away quickly. Flap consisting of a piece of canvas that can be drawn back to provide entrance to a tent. Operate an airplane. An opening in a garment that is closed by a zipper or by buttons concealed under a fold of cloth. Baseball. A hit that flies up in the air. Be dispersed or disseminated. Rumors and accusations are flying. British informal, not to be deceived or hoodwinked. Cause to fly or float. Fly a kite. Change quickly from one emotional state to another. Fly into a rage. Display in the air or cause to float. Fly a kite. Fisherman's lure consisting of a fishhook decorated to look like an insect. Hit a fly. Move quickly or suddenly. Transport by aeroplane. We fly flowers from the Caribbean to North America. Travel in an airplane. She is flying to Cincinnati tonight. Travel over, an area of land or sea, in an aircraft. Lindbergh was the first to fly the Atlantic. Two-winged insects characterized by active flight. An addition that extends a main building. Attach to. Take territory, as if by conquest. Hitler annexed Lithuania. An addition that extends a main building. The most direct or specific meaning of a word or expression. The class of objects that an expression refers to. The extension of Satellite of Mars is the set containing only Deimos and Phobos. An addition that extends a main building. Amount or degree or range to which something extends. The wire has an extension of 50 feet. An addition to the length of something. The spreading of something, a belief or practice, into new regions. An additional telephone set that is connected to the same telephone line. An educational opportunity provided by colleges and universities to people who are not enrolled as regular students. A string of characters beginning with a period and followed by one or more letters. The optional second part of a PC computer file name. Most applications provide extensions for the files they create. Act of expanding in scope. making more widely available. Extension of the program to all in need. Act of stretching or straightening out a flexed limb. A mutually agreed delay in the date set for the completion of a job or payment of a debt. They applied for an extension of the loan. The ability to raise the working leg high in the air. The dancer was praised for her uncanny extension. Concealed from public view or attention. A stage area out of sight of the audience. Out of view of the public, behind the scenes. Working backstage to gain political support for his proposal. Concealed from public view or attention. Off-stage political meetings. A stage area out of sight of the audience. Situated or taking place in the area of a stage not visible to the audience. Off-stage noises. Behind the scenes, not on stage. The actors were waiting off stage. An inclined metal frame at the front of a locomotive to clear the track. A barrier that surrounds the wheels of a vehicle to block splashing water or mud. In Britain they call a fender a wing. A cushion-like device that reduces shock due to an impact. A low metal guard to confine falling coals to a hearth. The side of military or naval formation. They attacked the enemy's right flank. A cut from the fleshy part of an animal's side between the ribs and the leg. A subfigure consisting of a side of something. Be located at the sides of something or somebody. The side between ribs and hip bone. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. We traveled from Rome to Naples by bus. Travel upon or across. Travel the oceans. Undertake a journey or trip. A movement through space that changes the location of something. Self-propelled movement. Make a trip for pleasure. The act of going from one place to another. He enjoyed selling but he hated the travel. Travel from place to place, as for the purpose of finding work, preaching, or acting as a judge. Undergo transportation as in a vehicle. We traveled north on Route 508. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally, in a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. Follow a certain course. How did your interview go? Have a particular form. As the saying goes. Move away from a place into another direction. Perform as expected when applied. The washing machine won't go unless it's plugged in. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. How fast does your new car go? Be in the right place or situation. Let's put healthcare where it belongs, under the control of the government. A usually brief attempt. A board game for two players who place counters on a grid. The object is to surround and so capture the opponent's counters. Pass from physical life and lose all bodily attributes and functions necessary to sustain life. Make a certain noise or sound. Lead, extend, or afford access. This door goes to the basement. Street names for methylenedioxymethamphetamine. Continue to live and avoid dying. Begin or set in motion. Ready, set, go. Stop operating or functioning. To be spent or finished. The money had gone after a few days. A time period for working, after which you will be relieved by someone else. It's my go. Blend or harmonize. This sofa won't go with the chairs. Go through in search of something. Search through someone's belongings in an unauthorized way. Enter or assume a certain state or condition. Get going. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Can I go now? Give support to, or make a choice of, one out of a group or number. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. His knowledge doesn't go very far. Follow a procedure or take a course. We should go farther in this matter. Be the right size or shape. Fit correctly or as desired. Progress by being changed. The speech has to go through several more drafts. Be abolished or discarded. These ugly billboards have to go. Be or continue to be in a certain condition. Be ranked or compare. This violinist is as good as Juilliard-trained violinists go. Be spent. Functioning correctly and ready for action. All systems are go. Pass, fair, or elapse, of a certain state of affairs or action. How is it going? A component that is added to something to improve it. Someone devoted to the promotion of human welfare and to social reforms. Something added to what you already have. He was a new addition to the staff. A component that is added to something to improve it. The addition of a bathroom was a major improvement. A quantity that is added. There was an addition to property taxes this year. The arithmetic operation of summing. Calculating the sum of two or more numbers. A suburban area laid out in streets and lots for a future residential area. The act of adding one thing to another. The addition of flowers created a pleasing effect. A component that is added to something to improve it. A supplementary component that improves capability. A software module that extends or enhances the capabilities of an existing application. Plan, organize, and carry out an event. The neighboring tribe staged an invasion. Perform a play, especially on a stage. We are going to stage Othello. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series, or especially in a process. At what stage are the social sciences? Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. We are in a transitional stage in which many former ideas must be revised or rejected. A small platform on a microscope where the specimen is mounted for examination. A section or portion of a journey or course. Then we embarked on the second stage of our Caribbean cruise. A large coach and four formerly used to carry passengers and mail on regular routes between towns. We went out of town together by stage about 10 or 12 miles. A large platform on which people can stand and can be seen by an audience. He clambered up onto the stage and got the actors to help him into the box. Any scene regarded as a setting for exhibiting or doing something. All the world's a stage. The theater as a profession, usually the stage. An early movie simply showed a long kiss by two actors of the contemporary stage. Any condition that makes it difficult to make progress or to achieve an objective. Intolerance as a barrier to understanding. Anything serving to maintain separation by obstructing vision or access. A structure or object that impedes free movement. Geology, the geological features of the Earth. The act of forming or establishing something. The act of fabricating something in a particular shape. An arrangement of people or things acting as a unit. A defensive formation. A particular spatial arrangement. Creation by mental activity. The formation of sentences. Natural process that causes something to form. The formation of gas in the intestine. People sharing some social relation. An athlete who plays hockey. An athlete who plays hockey. Wind instrument whose sound is produced by means of pipes arranged in sets supplied with air from a bellows and controlled from a large complex musical keyboard. Music, an electronic simulation of a pipe organ. A free reeded instrument with a piano keyboard in which air is forced through the reeds by bellows. A fully differentiated structural and functional unit in an animal that is specialized for some particular function. A government agency or instrument devoted to the performance of some specific function. The Census Bureau is an organ of the Commerce Department. A periodical that is published by a special interest group. The organ of the Communist Party. A military unit that is part of the Air Force. A condition or position in which you find yourself. The unpleasant situation, or position, of having to choose between two evils. A job in an organization. The spatial property of a place where or way in which something is situated. The position of the hands on the clock. The particular portion of space occupied by something. A rationalized mental attitude. An opinion that is held in opposition to another in an argument or dispute. A way of regarding situations or topics, etc. The arrangement of the body and its limbs. The relative position or standing of things or especially persons in a society. Atheists do not enjoy a favorable position in American life. A point occupied by troops for tactical reasons. Put into a certain place or abstract location. The act of putting something in a certain place. An item on a list or in a sequence. Moved from third to fifth position. The post or function properly or customarily occupied or served by another. Cause to be in an appropriate place, state, or relation. In team sports, the role assigned to an individual player. What position does he play? The act of positing, an assumption taken as a postulate or axiom. The appropriate or customary location. The cars were in position. A job in an organization. Assign a location to. A point located with respect to surface features of some region. This is a nice place for a picnic. Assign a rank or rating to. The particular portion of space occupied by something. He put the lamp back in its place. A particular situation. If you were in my place, what would you do? Assigned to a station. A space reserved for sitting, as in a theater or on a train or airplane. He sat in someone else's place. Recognize as being. Establish the identity of someone or something. Where you live at a particular time. Your place or mine. Identify the location or place of. Locate. Take a place in a competition, often followed by an ordinal. Put into a certain place or abstract location. A public square with room for pedestrians. Make an investment. Proper or designated social situation. He overstepped his place. A blank area. Any area set aside for a particular purpose. Who owns this place? Estimate. An item on a list or in a sequence. In the second place. Intend, something, to move towards a certain goal. The post or function properly or customarily occupied or served by another. Took his place. A general vicinity. He comes from a place near Chicago. An abstract mental location. He has a special place in my thoughts. Assigned to, a job or a home. Finish second or better in a horse or dog race. He bet $2 on number 6 to place. place somebody in a particular situation or location. He was placed on probation. Proper or appropriate position or location. A woman's place is no longer in the kitchen. Sing a note with the correct pitch. The passage that is being read. He lost his place on the page. To arrange for. Place a phone call. Put a coat on. Cover the surface of. Furnish with a surface. Appear or become visible. Make a showing. I hope the list key is going to surface again. Information that has become public. The facts had been brought to the surface. Come to the surface. The outermost level of the land or sea. Earthquakes originate far below the surface. A device that provides reactive force when in motion relative to the surrounding air, can lift or control a plane in flight. A superficial aspect as opposed to the real nature of something. It was not what it appeared to be on the surface. On the surface. Surface materials of the moon. The extended two-dimensional outer boundary of a three-dimensional object. They skimmed over the surface of the water. The outer boundary of an artifact or a material layer constituting or resembling such a boundary. There is a special cleaner for these surfaces. A device that provides reactive force when in motion relative to the surrounding air, can lift or control a plane in flight. A device that provides reactive force when in motion relative to the surrounding air, can lift or control a plane in flight. A device that provides reactive force when in motion relative to the surrounding air, can lift or control a plane in flight. An individual quantity of food or drink taken as part of a meal. The helpings were all small.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.